Hello everyone, welcome to FPL Subs. In today's video we have the below topics. Game Week 21 and 22 points and analysis. Game Week 23 team and transfers. Game Week 24 and 25 double game week plan. The main talking point from Game Week 21 Dream Team is Mo Salah. With Trent attacking return last week, now it is Mo Salah scoring 2 goals this week. Liverpool with consecutive 3 away goals and again in consideration for many FPL managers. Aston Villa seems to be unstoppable again with a win and clean sheet. Martinez is the best goalkeeper in FPL and I really want him in my team. Matthew Cash was among the other defensive assets to get into the dream team. Newcastle had beaten Everton unexpectedly. Wilson with 2 goals and Lewis with goal plus clean sheet had made it to the dream team. But there are too many 6 million forward options to replace Wilson with. Another unexpected result was Spurs losing to Brighton and Son's future in high doubt without Kane. Trossard occupied a place in dream team from Brighton. Eze and Pereira added to their points tally, but being inconsistent and availability of better options like Gundogan, Soucek around their price bracket will make it hard for them to get in FPL teams. Bamford, who I was thinking to transfer out, bounced back with 1 goal and 2 assists, and now certainly will cement his place in my team. Chelsea under Tuchel have come back to life with back-to-back clean sheets. Attacking returns from their wingbacks made it more easy to go straight to the dream team. Alonso is in my watch list for sure, cause he, in a wingback role, is FPL Hall of Famer. For my Game Week 21 team, I was very frustrated with my points, not because of most of them blanked, but it is mainly due to the Pep rotation and a certain Mourinho rotation which left 3 of my main players, Stones, Sterling and Dyer, got benched. Sterling being my captain made it worse. Taylor was injured. As a result, I could only field 11 players. The only 2 players to get any return was Leno with 7 points and Bamford with 15 points. Rest of the team got blanked. For the listener, I will go through the team. Justin 1, Ampadu 1, Gundogan 3, Bruno 3, Bowen 2, Son 2, Antonio 2, and finally DCL 2 points. Who was my new signing this game week as well as my vice captain, and came to play as captain in absence of Sterling. Total point in my game week 21 is 41, way lower than the game week average, which caused me a massive rank drop down to 371k. My Star Sports Cup opponent was already retired and that helped me to cross the first hurdle. My squad value improved a lot too, now almost 102 million. The Game Week 22 has opened up many options for us. As we can see in the Dream Team, there are lots of players with good potential in future to be in our team. Starting with goalkeeper Sanchez, he is certainly a top-notch among his position due to his very low price and nice run of fixtures till the end of the season. And Brighton is in good form too, which reflects in their goal scorer Alzate being named in the Dream Team. Then there are 2 Leicester stars in the name of Justin and Maddison, especially Maddison, who has really improved in the absence of Hardy and in my watch list to target in double game week 26 from Leicester attack. Jorginho is back to penalty duty and back to in Dream Team. He is also in my wildcard watch list as a 4.5 million bench midfielder. Sheffield United is in good shape and got their upper hand over West Brom. As a result, 2 of their players make it to the Dream Team. Pogba and Sharp did it last week for them, but they might not be in consideration for many FPL managers. Jesse Lingard was the most surprising package in Game Week 22, and with the look of his involvement, he would be the go-to midfielder from West Ham if anyone want to go to that route. But the fixtures are not good in future and I would restrict myself to bring him in. Finally, Man United thrashed Southampton by 9 goals to nil, and their 3 players each from defense, midfield and attack have positioned themselves in Dream Team. Martial and Wan-Bissaka were among the points, and of course Bruno Fernandes rocked the floor. The massive 17 points haul from Bruno was the differential I was looking for. Being my captain this week, he single-handedly improved my rank almost 150k. Actually, almost 8 players from my team have returned points except the Spurs duo with 2 points each. And Leno, after a couple of game weeks, finally drifted from the line, and with his red card he cost me a negative point. But the rest of my team was wonderful, who almost took me to the second century points haul of the season. I finally got 97 points in total. For the listener, I will go through one by one. Justin 15, Stones 6, Gundogan and Sterling 8 points each, Grealish 6, and my two forward DCL with 9 and Antonio with 8 points. Bamford was my first sub due to his injury doubt, and if I played him over Son, which I would never ever do, my team could have crossed 100 marks. After all the would have, could have, should have, my new overall rank is 229k, which is the best rank I got this season. My squad value is now crossed 102 million, and I must tell you that I am really pleased with that, not because I have made most of the transfers right. I have also made all the transfers very late. Not a single transfer was made this season before press conferences, which made me very proud over the other FPL managers. As discussed in my last video, I transferred in DCL in Game Week 21 in place of Brewster and Grealish in Game Week 22 in place of Bowen. Although the two fixtures before my second wildcard are juicy for West Ham, but it seems that something is not right with Bowen. With the signing of Lingard, the returns will be more hard to come from him, and Grealish is a nice upgrade over him. He is a long-term pick with two double game weeks in his pocket, and also I would say he is almost essential for the rest of the season. But from the other two transfers, it would change a little. The previous plan was to get Watkins in place of Bamford, which will definitely get cancelled. One, because of the Leno red card, where I was considering between Martinez and Sanchez. But with a double game week announced for Burnley, Pope will get an edge over the other two, and I will make a goalkeeper transfer this game week. So the possible team of double game week 24 will consist 3 players from Man City, which I already have, 2 from Everton, where I already got DCL, and 1 to bring Digne. I also prefer 2 players from Burnley. Taylor is there, and I hope he will get fit by game week 24. If not, I will only go with Pope in goal. My backline will be Digne and 2 from Taylor, Stones or Justin. I had take decision of not going with Mo Salah almost 5 game weeks back, when in game week 18 I got Sterling in place of Salah, where Salah got a blank game week. Till then, Sterling returned 31 points and Salah 23 points, which I personally think will continue for next 5 game weeks also, till game week 27, where Man City might get another double game week. I will play my 3 strikers in double game week 24, with one of them having double fixtures. Other 2 have Arsenal and Sheffield United. The reason I do not want to bench any of them because I would bench Heung-min Son in double game week 24. Simple reason is he is facing Manchester City, and in more simple words, Son is out of touch for many game weeks now. That nicely put me into the captaincy for game week 23, which is currently on Son, but that will be definitely the most uncertain thing. The only reason I am still considering Son is due to his high ownership. There is no underlying stats to suggest that Son could score, and all 3 relegation teams are trying to give their last bite before accepting the faith, which is also against the Son captaincy. The other 2 options I am heavily considering are Bamford against Palace at home and Antonio against Fulham away. The slight edge is for Bamford as he is at home. That is why he is my vice captain currently. But this could all change after the press conferences, and the final decision will be made on Saturday. This is my full team without making any transfers. I most probably will play with a 3-4-3 formation. Dyer, Justin and Taylor at the back with Pope under the sticks. In midfield there are Bruno, Sterling, Son and Grealish. Bamford, Antonio and DCL will lead the forward line. I have no intention to bench DCL against Man United. I actually bought him in first time in the season just before the reverse fixture. As I discussed, I am keeping the captain and vice captain options open between Son, Bamford and Antonio. Gundogan and Stones will sit on the bench with Ampadu. Those who do not have many chips left in their hand and just wanted to get the possible best teams with free transfers, I would suggest not to go for 3 city assets in Double Game Week 24 if you are not having 3 of them. But if you are already having 3 assets, it is better to keep them. Do not go for Burnley or Southampton attack. Try to get one Burnley defensive option. Do not get defenders from Leeds or Aston Villa. Try to get their attacking options. If you have 2, go for 3 or even 4. From Everton double game week 24 only DCL would be enough, but if they also have a double game week in 26, go for a defender. Get rid of Spurs and Liverpool defenders. Chelsea and Man United have the new attractive options in defense. I would prefer a 4-4-2 formation in double game weeks until and unless you are bench boosting where you can get 3 strikers. In goalkeeper I would prefer Pope or Martinez. In case of bench boost, have both of them if your budget permits. If not, then get Guita from Palace or McCarthy from Southampton for the cheap bench boost keeper, according to your budget. Then for the defenders, 2 City defenders and any 2 defenders from Leicester, Chelsea and Man United. Preferably Dias, Stones, Justin and Maguire, but you can also get Dias, Rudiger, Justin and Maguire. These are the 4 playing defenders, and for bench boost, Burnley or Crystal Palace or Southampton. In midfield, I would suggest do not sell any options right now. This is the most critical part of your team, and the only 2 premium options here at the decent double game week are Son and Bruno. You can bet on Sterling or Salah too. After them, it is all about the budget midfielders. For the remaining 2 spots, Grealish and Maddison are the best. But if you do have Rafinha, Gundogan or Zaha in your team already, then do not panic and sell them. They are also equally good options. For the bench boost spot, I am very likely to get Jorginho and would suggest the same. But if you have better team value, then you can have Rafinha or Gundogan for that spot. In forward, the best 3 options for double game weeks 24 and 25 are Bamford, DCL and one from Watkins or Antonio. But for double game week 26, I will highly recommend Harry Kane if he is fit. If not, then Vardy is the obvious replacement. If you already have DCL, then do not make a striker transfer before game week 24. If you have both DCL and Bamford like me, do not even think of an attacking transfer before game week 25. Then in game week 26, upgrade one of them to Harry Kane, preferably Bamford. If you cannot afford Kane or want premium options in midfield, then DCL and Watkins would be my best 2 striker choice for game week 26. Hope I have given you full team and transfer details and have thoroughly discussed the best options for the double game week 24 along with my plan. If you like the content, please like the video and subscribe the channel. Also, please comment about your thoughts so that I can improve the content more and come with more videos with your inspiration and suggestions. I am planning to discuss more on the best double game week 26 teams and the best options and my possible second wildcard. Till then, take care and goodbye from me.
Please do like, comment, share the video and please subscribe the channel before leaving. More videos are planned and your involvement will be highly appreciated. Goodbye for now to all my fellow subs. Keep enjoying and see you in the next video.